Our Story Productions presents Martin County on TV, spotlighting the organizations, businesses, and citizens who are making a difference in our community today. And with interviews and stories done by local television shows over the last 25 years, here you're sure to learn more about the county we call home. Get ready, for this is Martin County on TV.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Where's That Business on Martin County on TV. I'm your host of the shenanigans today, Blake Potthoff from the Fairmont Opera House right here in beautiful Fairmont. And today I have 3 guests with us, 2 brand new and 1 returning champion for Where's That Business, everybody's favorite game show here on Martin County on TV. So now that you know who I am, we're going to find out who our contestants are. Why don't we start right here? Sir, what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Wayne Quade, and I'm from Fairmont, Minnesota.
Fairmont, Minnesota, welcome. Nice to see you, Wayne. Love the hat, by the way. That's a great little addition. I'd wear one, but I'm way too tall, and it would stick out through the roof. You got another one?
Yes.
I could try it on at least.
My other hat is a little more subdued. What do you think?
I kind of like the feather.
Yes,
I kinda like the
figured that
feather.
would tickle you.
Yeah, well, there we go. Let's go with that one today. That seems like a lucky feather, lucky hat kind of day right here. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Wayne. Perfect. Thanks for being here. Next, Kelsey, our returning champion. Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Delling. I'm from Fairmont, Minnesota, and I work downtown Fairmont at DNS Trophies.
Very good. Thank you, Kelsey. Appreciate it. And you brought a trophy back because you won last time. Let's see that shiny thing. Look at that. All fancy and polished. Good. Now put it away. It gets in the way. Awesome. And our third contestant here today. Who are you? What's your name? And what are you doing here?
My name's Alex Young-Williams. I am here in town as a Lead for Minnesota Fellow with Project 1590, and I've been here about a year so far, so I guess I'm the resident outsider.
There you go. All right. Alex, thank you for being here today. It's wonderful to have all 3 of you here today. Now, here's how this works. Today, we're going to show our contestants pictures of local businesses, and they're going to guess, where's that business? And the first person to ring in is going to get...
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, we're close, though. First person to ring in when we see the pictures is going to get an opportunity to tell us where's that business, right? Name of the business works, and then I'll give you a little fun fact about that business. Clear as mud? We good to go? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So we're starting today. All right, contestants, we got a 3 count after this. Where's that business?
Holiday Inn.
Alex rings in, says Holiday Inn. That's correct. That is the Holiday Inn here in
Picture is
Fairmont.
too small.
Well, get better glasses. Alex rings in, and that's correct. It is Holiday Inn here in Fairmont, considered the best place in town to stay, whether for business or pleasure. Alex, you get 1 point today. Congratulations. We're off and running to a hot start right here with 1 complainer, 1 no score, and 1 score right down there in the end. All right, Wayne, I got a feeling this one's going to be yours. Here we go. Number 2, where's that business? Kelsey.
Marina Lodge.
Oh, that is not the Marina Lodge. Great guess.
Should have brought my magnifying glass. That's my favorite tavern. One with lots of spouts for beer. And that place would be the Marina Lodge.
That is not the Marina Lodge. No, I'm sorry. Final guess, Alex, you got 3, 2.
Blazer Bar.
No, all 3 guesses are incorrect. I'm sorry. That is a picture from Ambiance on Albion. It's the only place in Fairmont, by the way, with 20 beers on tap. And let me tell you, I've tried about 20 of them. It's a great place to go have a beer, Ambiance on Albion. All right, so score check. We got 0, 0, and 1. Right? We're going into question number 3 here on Where's That Business? Where's this business?
Coast to coast.
Coast to coast doesn't exist here anymore, I don't believe. So, that's probably wrong. Alex or Kelsey, where do you think?
Ben Franklin.
You already rang in.
I can only ring once?
Only ring once.
I never saw that in the rules.
Well, I'm going to do it now. You can only ring once. Where's that business? Ready, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Alex, right before the buzzer.
Walmart.
Walmart. Oh, good guess, but it's not right. Kelsey, 3 seconds. You want to try it?
Sterling Drug.
Sterling Drug. Oh, not correct either. I'm sorry. That is Dollar Tree here in town. It's the largest single price point retailer for party, household, and cleaning supplies right here in Fairmont, Minnesota. Score check again. We got 0 but good efforts. We got 0 but good effort as well. And we got 1 and good effort as well. So we're doing hot today, everybody. What a day here on Where's That Business? We're going to go on to number 4. Maybe number 4 will have some better luck. Ladies and gentlemen, where's that business? Alex was first.
Beantown Grill.
Beantown Grill, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Beantown Grill provides an amazing culinary experience. Their experienced chefs work hard to bring you food to excite your palate here at Beantown Grill, Fairmont, Minnesota. All right, Alex, that gives you 2, which means you pull a little bit further into the lead here, leading 2 to 0 to 0. All right, we are on number 5. We're about halfway done with today's show. Halfway done right here for number 5. Where's that business? Right, well, I do believe that Alex rang in first. He just missed the bell. Alex, where do you think that is?
The Aquatic Park.
That's right, that's the Fairmont Aquatic Park here in Fairmont. Parents enjoy sitting along the edge of the zero-depth splash pool here in Fairmont while watching their children climb and play with the multi-level interactive playset featuring sprays, tumble buckets, a kiddie slide, and so much more here at the Fairmont Aquatic Park. Nice work, Alex. We got bell and all. Got that figured out. We are 3 points here down for Alex. 3 to 0 to 0. We still got time. We still got time. We are in number 6. So you guys can ring in and make sure you know where's that business. So moving on. Where's number 6? Where's this business?
Oh, that would happen to be at Walmart.
Well, you didn't ring in, and it's not right anyway. Kelsey, you rang in.
Has a lot of candles, so my guess is Sterling Drug.
It's not Sterling Drug. We got 2 guesses here. Alex? Alex.
Tractor Supply.
No, all 3 have guessed. That is from Fleet Farm Supply here in Fairmont, one of the many supply stores for farm and fleet here in town. Fleet Farm Supply carries a range of farm and hardware supplies, Fairmont's #1 store for hardware supplies, and yes, there's a brand new paint department, which we just saw there in that picture. All right, there's still time. We're running out though. All right, so we're going to do a quick store check again. We've got 0 and 0. Kelsey, we're falling behind here, the returning champ, Kelsey. And we got Alex with 3. So we're very close to the end of the game here. We've got 2 left. Now I have to warn you, if we keep knocking bells off, we might not bring you back. Woohoo! Okay, so we're going to see what happens with these last 2 here. So, ladies and gentlemen, where's that business? Oh, I think Wayne was first.
JCPenney.
That's not JCPenney's. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the businesses that have left that I had right.
I think Kelsey was next. Kelsey, what business is that?
That is the Dairy Freeze.
That's the Dairy Freeze. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that's the Dairy Freeze, a staple here in Fairmont. A summer icon where the community gathers for great ice cream, lunch specials, and so much more. And I tell you what, on a nice hot day in the summer, I don't like anything more than a nice ice cream cone from the local Dairy Freeze. All right, well, we got 1 left, and let me tell you, this one's very, very special. Now, Alex, you're going to be our winner today, so you're going to get that trophy that Kelsey's kept safe. So you got 3 points, Kelsey's got 1, and Wayne, you've got 0. However, whoever gets this one right gets a very special gift, all right? So it doesn't matter if you're the winner or not. If you get this one right, you get a special gift today. So, for the last one, where's that business?
Woolworths, Fairmont.
I don't believe so. No, that is not correct. 3. Oh, Alex.
Channel N.
Channel in? Oh, unfortunately, that is not the channel in. Kelsey, would you like to ring in? Where's that business?
Tammy's on the app.
It's Tammy's on the app. Look at that. And guess what? You get yourself a prize right from Tammy's. Tammy's on the app here, local establishment in Fairmont. I prefer to go get the burger there with some cheese curds. So maybe that's what you can do as well, Kelsey. Thank you so much. Final score here, we got 0 for our friend Wayne. Kelsey had 2. And Alex today is our new winner. Alex had 3. All right, Kelsey, we got to give over the trophy to our friend Alex. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Alex, make sure you take care of that, polish it, and cherish it forever until the next time when you put that trophy up against brand new panel of contestants here on Where's That Business. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you soon again here on Where's That Business on Martin County on TV. See you later.
Martin County on TV, Flashback.
Welcome to Hometown Focus. I'm Jeff Hagan. Well, we're going to be doing something a little bit different this week on Hometown Focus. We're going to have our host this week be Len Tvedten. He is from the Martin County Historical Society Pioneer Museum, and he's going to be having some guests in with him this week, 4 guests to be exact, from the World War II era. They're going to talk a little bit about their history, their memories, and some of their experiences from back in World War II, and relive them a little bit for us today, especially during these times that we have lately with the possibility of war erupting once again with Iraq. It's good to take a look back at some people that have been through that kind of a situation, and they can tell us some of their experiences.
This is Lenny Tvedten. I'm with the Martin County Historical Society. Today we're going to take a step back in history and talk with some individuals that were in World War II and hear some of their experiences and some things they have to say about what happened at that time. I think I'll start on my right here and start with Ken. And what I'd like each of you to do is to just introduce yourself, tell what branch of the service you were in, and maybe the time that you served. So, Ken, we'll start with you.
Well, my name's Ken Nelson, live in Fairmont. I've enlisted in the Army Air Corps, and later the U.S. Air Force.
All right.
And went in 1942. I served in England, and then after combat did ferry work, flying planes into various parts of the world. And I stayed in active reserve after my combat. I retired as a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force.
Okay, and you have been a resident of Martin County all your life?
All my life. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mildred.
I'm Mildred Fitz Thomas. I was in the Navy, Lieutenant JG. I ended up trying to remember what I did. I used to do bookwork, and that's all I can remember.
Okay, where were you stationed?
I was stationed at Mare Island, which is near San Francisco.
All right, okay. And Leo?
Okay, I was one of the early draftees. I went in and, I was deferred for a while. I went in June 1941 as a private, and of course was forced into the infantry. And I tried to maneuver my way out of it, but I was never fortunate enough to get out of it, and ended up going to OCS, Officers Candidate School, and went overseas with the 44th Division as a platoon leader. We leads about 40 men, and was soon promoted to command of an infantry company, some 200 men, and we fought through France and Germany and actually ended up in Austria. I was separated, I think, from the service in November of '45.
Okay. And you a lifetime member or a lifetime resident of Martin County also?
Yeah, I was born and raised near Tremont.
Okay.
And we moved into Fairmont in 1956.
All right, thanks, Leo.
And,
and Goldie.
Yeah, Wendell Christensen, and I went into the service, and I had 9 years in the National Guard here at Fairmont first. Then I went into service in Camp Grant, Illinois, and then Fort Leonard Wood, and then from there to overseas to CBI, China Burma India Theater, where we were building roads and bridges and pipelines and airports and anything you could think of.
Okay.
And of course we had the climate where it was 130 degrees one day in the shade, and we'd have 18 inches of rain in a day. So
Quite a variation then.
quite a variation. Yes, that's right.
What did you think back over the time that you were in the service during World War II? What are some of the memorable experiences that you can think of? Some of the things that come to mind that sort of stick out in your mind from the time that you were in? And anybody can go ahead and...
Well, actually, you know, you sit back and my kids have asked me a lot of things. And a lot of your combat experiences, I think you've washed away from your mind because it wasn't that happy a time. But
Sure.
you can remember some of the funny things that happened. And a lot of the funny things that happened I couldn't tell you on TV because they aren't that clean. See? So,
Okay.
yeah, that's about it. I don't know. You met a lot of fellas that were your friends, or you ran into some of the guys from, well, like Stan Zemer was here. He and I enlisted together, and we got separated, and I ran into him over in England. He was stationed about 80 miles away, and so when I wasn't flying, I'd sneak over there and go out. I can remember the first time he didn't know I was coming. I walked in there, and Stan was a corporal at the time, and anyhow, I see him. He was off duty. He was playing horseshoe with a couple of guys, and so I used to call him Jake, and I hollered. I said, "Hey, Jake." He looked up, kept on pitching. I walked a little closer. I said, "Jake." He kept on pitching, you know, and finally, while I walked up, I said, "Stan Zemer," and he looked. And he said, "Oh, my Lord." I said, "Well, gosh, how come you didn't answer?" He said, "I didn't know who the hell that crazy officer was calling me." He said, "I wasn't about to jump to him." Yeah, that was about, you run into a lot of the fellas like that.
Sure.
Kid. Yeah.
Have you kind of maintained friendships over the years with some of the people that you associated with or met in the military?
Oh, definitely. My crew, of course, there's only about 3 of our crew left now, but we maintained correspondence all the time and had get-togethers. And right now, co-pilot plan to get together with him. He's still going strong, you know. And one fellow that was our engineer gunner, he just don't quite have it anymore, so we don't get together there. But otherwise, we maintained correspondence for quite a few years.
Sure. What was the mood of the country at that time, say compared to now? You know, with the war situation, what was the attitude of the civilians? You know, when people that have to go into the military, how did they feel about that?
Well, I think it was much more patriotic back then. I suppose there were protests someplace, but I never was aware of that. Everybody, it was almost 100% commitment
to the effort,
to the whole program, as far as going into the service or staying at home and conserving and whatever had to be, you know, gasoline, meat, whatever. Yeah.
Sure. What were, as you think back to when you went in the military, you were going to go in, whether you're drafted, enlisted, or whatever the situation might be, what was probably the biggest obstacles you faced at that time, making that change?
None.
None.
Well, my biggest problem was, of course, my dad died when I was 9, and my younger brother had enlisted. My older brother was married and so forth. So I was sort of a sole support from my mother and kid sister. And then when I enlisted, well, the pay wasn't that good, you know, but we managed to get by. But that was quite a decision to make, to try to get things lined up a little bit so that there was food on the table.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. When you were in China, Burma, and you were in the building roads and bridges and that kind of stuff?
That's right, yeah. We were a 1304 construction battalion, simply a battalion. We were not attached to any army or anything. We were all a freelance outfit. And most of us came in from our civilian lives. See, I just graduated from college in architectural engineering, and I had a MO for construction work. And so out of a clear blue sky, they picked me up in Carnegie Tech and sent me to the Corps of Engineers, to the 1304, and that's the way most of us came into that outfit.
Okay.
And then we shipped out of Newport News, Virginia, and for 42 days, and landed in Bombay, India, and then we took an 8-day train ride across India, one of those Indian trains, where most of us got malaria. We got to Margarita, Assam, and there we were. They took first squad or first platoon and flew us out to Warzoop, Burma, in the jungle out there, and we had to clear a site for the rest of the company to come. And that's where we started building roads, and we built a 440-foot Bailey Bridge across the river at that point. That's where we started out, and then we worked both ways from there, building bridges. And when we got the bridges built and the roads in, then 330th came along, and we built the bridges, and 330th came along and built the road. And then after we got that done, we put in 4-inch pipelines and then the 6-inch pipeline. And those were 20-foot lengths of steel pipe with a rubber gasket and a coupling. And we had to lay them in a zigzag because if you lay them straight, they'd expand in the 130-degree heat and break.
Sounds like there's a lot of work involved then. You were probably putting in 12, 13-hour days or longer, maybe?
When we first got over there, we worked 12-hour shifts. One shift a day and one shift at night. And then when we finally took Missional from the Japs, then we started developing that city of Missional. We built a big staging area there, and we built warehouses there and everything you could think of there.
Wow, interesting. And Leo, you were in the infantry?
Oh, yeah, and I would try to differ with Ozzy a little bit in that he says he doesn't remember any combat. Well, I think I vividly remember almost every day, whether the sun was shining, whether the rain was going, how many young men were killed and wounded, and I saw an awful lot of that. Our company stopped a vicious German tank attack, and we were awarded a presidential citation for that. But I suppose the most touching things I did or saw was we liberated 2 prison camps, not the death camps, but the actual POWs.
Was this in Germany then?
This was in Germany.
Okay.
The first one was at Bad Orb, which is north and east of Frankfurt, probably 50, 60 miles.
Sure.
A resort town, but there was a confinement area there, and they had a few Russian prisoners and some Americans that were starving to death. And some of them even died second and third day after we were there. They could not be saved, you know. Some of them got into some food and ate too much, and you know, and whatever, and they were just in bad shape.
Sure.
And then the other camp was a little more humorous situation, although it was quite serious at the time. Town of Memmingen, south of Ulm, Germany. This is when our troops were moving very fast. 20, 30 miles a day for infantry was fast. And this camp consisted of some Russian, but a lot of Indians, from India, and you know, the dark boys that were fighting for Britain. And of course, when I got there, I was, you know, my company was there, and we opened the gates and let them out, and those people went wild, looted the town, and you know, accosted the women.
Really?
And of course, by that time, then a colonel came up, and Mao, what's going on? You know, you better get those people back in the barracks or in their camp and tell, you know, we know what to do with them. And so I had my men try to round up these rowdies, which wasn't easy at all. But at the time, looking back, it was maybe a little bit humorous.
Sure. Well, Mildred, what was a day like for you when you were in the military?
Well, I was doing secretarial work, typing. I wasn't supposed to type being an officer, but I did. And anyone from Minnesota was a friend. And I still keep contact with Shirley Eberlin from New York, who was with me in service, and I visited her home in New York. And she was a lovely gal.
Oh, good, good.
And I don't remember anybody, especially from Minnesota, except, oh, hooray, here's somebody from home.
Sure. Did any of you run across anyone from Martin County or Fairmont when you were in the military? Just coincidentally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I run against Eddie Neuenschwander from Fairmont. He was, we were stationed at Michigan at the time, that's in Burma, and a fellow was walking down the street looking for a guy by the name of Wesley Christensen, so I stuck my head out and thought, well, where's that name familiar? And here it was, Eddie Neuenschwander. He had heard that Wesley was over in Burma, but it was me instead of him. So we ran across him. And then Roy Healy and Charlie Miller were in a chemical warfare when we got to Margarita, Assam, right across the road from us, but we never knew that they were there till we got home from... I talked to him one day, and I said, well, where were you at... I heard that they were in Burma, and they said they were at Margarita, and a certain same day we were there, so...
Interesting.
Yeah, I ran into my kid brother had been stationed in Puerto Rico for quite a long stretch, and one time after when I started ferrying aircraft, I was down West Palm Beach, and I walked into operations. There behind the desk was my kid brother. I hadn't seen him for 39 months, you know, and I said, boy, we got to go on. Well, he said, I'm on duty. I said, well, let me see the captain. So I talked to him, and, well, my gosh, yes. So we went out, and he was a buck sergeant at that time. And so we started hitting the bars around, you know, get out in the street, MPs, officer and enlisted man. Well, we'd go through this thing, we were brothers and so forth. And got down, finally we hit a bar called Al Sid's Bar. I'll never forget it. And we walked in there, and this bartender, he looked at us, and he said, you guys brothers? And yeah. Well, you have. And I said, I spied some Old Forester up there. I said, you know, I haven't had a shot of Old Forester for so darn long. He said, well. So he took and he got the glass, and then he started talking, you know, and so I'm pouring. Man, oh life. Well, he did the same thing with my kid brother, and we had this drink, and boy, man, that hit the spot. So I said, well, I better have another one. Poured another one. Well, about that time, we decided it was time to go home and go to bed, see? So we go to the USO to get a bed, you know. And so, well, you can stay here, but you can't stay here. See, I was an officer. He was a enlisted man. He could stay there. So I had to go clear across town to another place to stay because I was an officer. We couldn't stay together, see. Well, then my older brother, on another trip, I happened to be, he had enlisted in the Navy. And, of course, I got a kick out of him because I said, why'd you enlist in the Navy? He said, well, I'll tell you, when I went before the shrink, when he went in there and he was asking questions, and he said, and why did you enlist in the Navy? And he said he expected a great big patriotic answer, and he said, stay out of that damn Army. But I made the mistake not being a Navy man. I walked into the barracks where my older brother was, you know, and I didn't take my cap off. I walked in, and everybody was popping too, you know, and finally I realized, so I took my hat off, and then I got by all right, but this was towards the end of the war.
Sure.
And my Lord, my brother was there, and some of his friends that he had met, and so many toothless people. I said, my God, what's happening? Well, he said, the dentist here, he said, if you got a bad tooth, he's rather fellas they've been jerking about, they've been giving them dentures.
Solved your problems.
Oh, man, alive, yeah.
Well, thank you all very much. We appreciate what you've done in the service, and thank you for coming and participating in the interview. At the Martin County Historical Society, one of the things we're doing this year is honoring Martin County veterans from the present time to as far back as we can go. What we'd like is if anyone has letters to home from veterans or pictures that you could bring into us, we would like to make a display, and we hope to have this display ready by November of this year. So if you can bring any of those things into us, we can scan them, or if you want to put them on loan or donate, that's entirely up to you. Thank you very much again. This is Lenny Tvedten for Hometown Focus.
Martin County on TV, Flashback.
Well, there you have it, another episode of Martin County on TV. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we welcome you to tune in again. Thank our sponsors for making this happen, and remember, it's not just the past, but the present that tells our story.